Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of 30 Days of Recovery. I am back on day 18. My name is Travis the Featherhawk Snyder. I am a person in long-term recovery, and what that means for me is I haven't had a mind or mood-altering chemical for over 5 years. And as a direct result of making that choice, I am now able to live a healthy and fit lifestyle amongst many other things, and that only by the grace of God. I am here to share on another topic, and for those tuning in for the first time, 30 Days of Recovery is simply a challenge I presented to myself to share my lived experience, my experience, strength, and hope on a topic and how it relates to my personal recovery, with the hopes of reaching people out here in Schuylkill County and beyond. I'm only here to share simply and humbly and pretty much lay it all out there. So today on day 18 are one of my favorite topics and how it relates to recovery, health, and fitness. And this one's big. Right out the gate, the thing that comes to mind with health and fitness is this. If we can't learn how to grow and stretch our heart muscle, how can we learn to love ourselves more, to bring more love into our heart? And what I mean by that is simply like, getting out there and doing things that really get our heart pumping, that get our heart to beat fast, to get our heart muscle to grow. And it's kind of just a comparative thing. And I always remind myself, if I'm not stretching my heart muscle, how am I going to learn how to love more? How am I going to learn how to bring more love into my heart? And so I know, like, when it comes to health and fitness, this is something that I wasn't really into in most of my early adult life. Health and fitness is something I wasn't even mindful of, I guess, because I didn't really have that realization yet. Shortly before I was arrested December 22nd, 2011, I was getting into it a little bit, but it was like with the whole total wrong mentality of why I wanted to do it. It was really more of an aesthetic thing, and I didn't really take it seriously for what I truly believe it's meant to be. So we think about health and fitness too. I always think about the trifecta. I call it the trifecta of life: a healthy mind, body, and spirit, and how they all kind of cohesively work together. For me personally, I like to focus on each of those through mindfulness and through spirituality, and also through healthy choices for my mind and body. My health and fitness journey really took hold when I was in Schuylkill County Prison, and I used working out as a coping mechanism, a way to really throw myself into something positive. That's the best way I can break it down to you. Just being able to throw my body into something positive and really just get my heart pumping, get my heart racing, and start to grow the heart muscle. And then follow that with having a positive attitude, and just simply seeing some of the results from that working out, like how that felt. I started to feel something different, and it started to actually feel good. Now I'm going to put up an image right now here. So this is kind of a scary looking Travis right here. This is me in my addiction, and a cigarette hanging out of my mouth, and my eyes. It's just a scary, scary image. All right. And I wasn't living a very healthy lifestyle at this point. And I got to tell you, like, I'm just grateful. Some of the things that I was able to let go was the cigarette smoking as well. I truly believe that I only smoked cigarettes because I was using. It just kind of went hand in hand with that whole lifestyle. Well, I really made that choice there in Schuylkill County Prison, and I don't have the transformation picture, but when I walked out of the Schuylkill County prison, I weighed 205 pounds, with the most I've ever weighed. But the thing was about working out wasn't necessarily, I wasn't focused on how I looked, but more on how this actually made me feel. And I started to see a little bit of results. I started to feel a lot better. And then I like focusing on the diet and the routines and the exercises. It was like, it gave me something really positive to throw myself into. So I truly believe health and fitness is an important part of anybody living a really healthy lifestyle. And so exercise was a big thing for me. So that first summer that I was out after being arrested, I did 4 months. I think it was 4 months in the county and then a month in rehab, and then I was back home. And I didn't really have a whole lot going on, so working out was just like, I kept doing that, and I got a gym membership, and I started to shed some pounds, and I started to really see some incredible results because I just threw my all. I gave it my all. I gave it my complete all. And I just got really into this idea of working out and started wanting to learn new things and try new things. And that first I think it was in 2013, that summer, a friend of mine was like, hey man, there's this bodybuilding competition that's going to be in Pottsville, and it's called the Mr. Anthracite. And I was like, at this point, I'm like, yeah, I want to do it. Because I kind of got that whole mentality, like I used to think about my life in addiction and how that looked. And then I think about my life in recovery, and I stopped caring about how I looked in front of people. So the idea of getting up in front of people and flexing muscles and being in posing trunks, like basically the bikini, was just like, yeah, whatever. Because it was like, I have nothing. I mean, I have no real fears anymore because I went through and did a lot of that horrible stuff, and I just put the side-by-side picture. I was like, wow, if people saw me in my worst and my addiction as nothing compared to me being positive. And then so I put a lot of work in, and I became very muscular, and it was a direct result of that hard work, not just physically, but my attitude and my behaviors and my belief systems and how I was treating myself and others on a daily basis, and then being motivated by my family and friends and communities and people standing behind me. So I'm going to pull up another image here. So this is me, like, transformed, and for those who wondering what the Featherhawk is, you can see right there on the right, that's a picture of me. I wear feather mohawks, and that's actually a whole nother story in itself, but basically it's just an extension of my spiritual self, a vision that was given to me by God, to really become a physical representation of his love in a unique way. And so what you see there is me, the embodiment of that healthy mind, body, and spirit mentality, and how that manifested here in real time in my recovery. And so it really started as just a small idea of wanting to feel good and be positive, and then I went all in my addiction. I went all in my recovery in all aspects. And that's really what that is. And it's just a physical representation of that hard work, of that spiritual growth, of that, that willingness to want to learn every aspect of how to build a healthy body. And so, I mean, it ties into a lot of the earlier topics, and it really excites me, this health and fitness thing. And so I encourage anyone out there, just, you have to start small. You really have to start somewhere. And one thing that's really important, and take this and know, it's good to have people to do this with, but ultimately, like, the biggest goal is to be able to do these things on your own, like a personal commitment. I know a lot of people that want to get into this. They want to have somebody to go to the gym with. They want to have somebody to run with. They want to have somebody to work out with. But ultimately, I believe if you really want it bad enough, you have to want to be able to do it on your own, because you can have as many workout partners or people doing it as you want. The life moves so quickly, they're not always going to be there. And honestly, it's a personal commitment. It's not a commitment based off of, being dependent on another person to be with you. And so, start there, make it a personal commitment, start small, and then build from that. And, and then it's a long process. This is a lifelong process. It's not like you get to a certain point and, yep, I'm good, I'm done. No, like maintaining a healthy mind and body, a fit mind, a fit body it's an absolute dedication. But especially for people in recovery, the working out thing is huge. I meet a lot of people in recovery that use, going to the gym, health and fitness, running as part of their a key element in their recovery. And it's just a great energy about it. It really just invigorates the soul and the spirit. And, and it prepares you for those moments in life. It prepares you physically, it prepares you mentally, it prepares you spiritually as well. So, tap into that part of life. It's available, at the very least you can get out and run and stretch the heart muscle, because we can't learn to love more unless we can learn that to stretch that muscle out and open it up a little bit more and let a little bit more love in. And if you see the shirt here, this is a shirt I designed. It's called By the Grace of God, 1 Rep at a Time. It's part of my fitness apparel brand, Cut Up Fitwear, and really that's what it comes down to. That the grace of that incredible source of love, which moves through my heart, allows me to get 1 rep at a time. All right, everybody. So here's for day 18, health and fitness. And I encourage everyone out there just to start a little health and fitness goal and go after it and just work hard at it and see how it improves your life and your recovery. God bless everyone. Have a happy and safe Friday, and we will see you again tomorrow with another episode of 30 Days of Recovery. Peace, everyone.